When it comes to relationships, the Sigma male is often an enigma. These men operate outside the traditional social hierarchies, and their approach to connection can be confusing, especially when they go silent. If you found yourself on the receiving end of his sudden disappearance, it's not an accident. It's a deliberate choice. So, why do Sigma males go quiet? It's time to unpack the blunt truths behind their silence. Here are 7 reasons why a Sigma male goes silent on you and what it truly means. Number 1. He knows you're trying to use him. First off, let's address the elephant in the room: manipulation. Sigma males are incredibly perceptive. They have a knack for detecting when someone is trying to exploit their kindness. If you've ever been tempted to leverage his helpful nature for your own gain, think again. He's not just some nice guy waiting for a chance to be your personal assistant. These men value authenticity and mutual respect, and they won't tolerate relationships that feel one-sided. The moment a Sigma senses ulterior motives, the dynamics change. You may think you're being subtle, but trust me, he sees the patterns. Do you only reach out when you need something? Is your friendship sprinkled with requests or demands? These behaviors act like alarm bells for a Sigma. He's not a mind reader, but he is an astute observer. When he feels that your intentions are self-serving, his instinct kicks in. Initially, he might give you the benefit of the doubt, hoping you'll come clean or prove him wrong. But if that doesn't happen, prepare for radio silence. For a Sigma, being used once can make him cautious. Being used repeatedly is a deal breaker. When he decides to cut you off, it's not about holding a grudge. It's about self-preservation. His silence serves as a shield, a way to reclaim his energy and protect his emotional well-being. He knows his worth and won't waste time on relationships that feel disingenuous. If you find yourself in this situation, remember, his silence is a powerful message. It's a wake-up call that your actions have consequences, and he's not afraid to enforce boundaries. Number 2, he caught you gossiping about him. Imagine this. You're in a room full of friends, laughing and enjoying yourself. When you catch wind of whispers about you, the feeling is unsettling, right? For a Sigma male, this scenario is a nightmare. Trust is paramount to him. And the moment he realizes you've been gossiping about him, whether directly or indirectly, it's like an invisible knife has been plunged into his side. Gossip is more than just idle chatter. It's a betrayal that Sigma males find incredibly difficult to forgive. They prefer straightforward communication and value honesty above all else. When he senses that people are talking behind his back, something in him switches off. He may not confront you right away, but rest assured, he's processing everything in silence. What may have started as a harmless vent can quickly spiral into something far more damaging. Think of the telephone game, where a simple message gets twisted into a completely different story. This is how gossip operates, and it's one of the fastest ways to erode a Sigma's trust. Once he picks up on gossip that has his name attached to it, he won't hesitate to distance himself. You might feel shocked when he suddenly stops talking to you, but for him, it's about preserving his integrity and mental peace. He doesn't have time for drama or untruths. Instead, he seeks a quieter, more honest space where authenticity reigns. Number 3, he forgave you once, but you messed up again. Everyone makes mistakes, and Sigma males are not immune to the human experience. They understand that life is full of ups and downs, and sometimes people slip up. However, if you've already been forgiven once, consider that a gift. If you find yourself making the same mistake again, you're walking a fine line. Trust is a delicate thing. Once it's broken, it's tough to mend. Sure, you may have patched things up after your first misstep, but the cracks will always remain. Each new mistake serves as a painful reminder of the past. Sigma males are not in the habit of holding grudges, but they do learn from their experiences. When you slip up a second time, it hits harder. It feels like a slap in the face, a reminder of all the work he put into rebuilding that trust. He gave you a chance to regain harmony, and now it feels like you're throwing that opportunity away. The emotional energy it takes to forgive someone twice is significant. Each time he forgives, it costs him something: his trust, his patience, and ultimately, his emotional reserve. It's like trying to refill a glass that leaks. Each mistake drains that glass faster than it can be filled again. When he realizes this cycle is unending, he may decide that it's time to step back. His decision to walk away isn't out of spite. It's a matter of self-respect. He knows when he's been given a fair shot and when that shot has been squandered. Sigma males value their time and emotional energy, and they won't waste either on someone who can't learn from their past. Number 4. You pushed his boundaries after he set them. Respecting boundaries is crucial in any relationship, but for a Sigma male, it's non-negotiable. These men are not control freaks. They're simply people who understand the importance of personal space and emotional well-being. When they set boundaries, they expect them to be respected. Pushing against those limits repeatedly is a surefire way to make him go silent. Imagine drawing a line in the sand. Each time you cross it, it feels like a poke to his core. At first, he may respond with patience, hoping you'll understand. But when that doesn't happen, he'll recoil. This isn't about being vindictive. It's about preserving his mental health. A Sigma male may have a forgiving nature, but he also knows when to stand firm. He'll tolerate a few minor boundary pushes, but eventually, he'll have to draw the line. When respect is lacking, silence becomes his response. It's not about creating drama. It's about holding on to what he values most. If you've ever found yourself in a position where you felt your boundaries were pushed, consider how a Sigma male might feel in that same situation. Mutual respect is essential, and when you disregard his comfort, he'll retreat into silence. That quiet withdrawal serves as a reminder that boundaries are there for a reason. Number 5. He sensed something off about you. Trust your gut, right? For Sigma males, their instincts are often spot on. If he suddenly stops communicating, it's likely because something about you didn't sit right with him. Sigma males are highly intuitive. They notice the subtleties and nuances that others often overlook. If you've been dishonest or hiding something, it won't take long for him to catch on. He has a radar for inconsistencies, and when something feels off, it raises a red flag. It's not about being paranoid. It's about self-preservation. He values honesty and transparency, and if those are missing from your interactions, he's not going to stick around. This isn't about confronting you or making accusations. It's about protecting his peace. If you make him doubt your intentions or present behavior that raises suspicion, he won't waste time trying to figure you out. His silence becomes a calculated response, not an emotional one. Once he senses deceit, it's difficult to earn back his trust. He doesn't want to get dragged into unnecessary conflict or drama. When he chooses silence, it's his way of saying he won't tolerate dishonesty. It's not personal. It's simply how he chooses to protect himself. Number 6. You played the victim card too often. Playing the victim can be tempting, but when it comes to a Sigma male, it's a quick way to lose his respect. These men value accountability and personal responsibility. If you find yourself constantly framing your experiences in a way that shifts blame or seeks sympathy, you might find Sigma males slowly pulling away. For a Sigma male, victimhood is not just a mindset, it's a toxic pattern. They believe in taking ownership of one's actions, and they have little patience for those who refuse to do so. If every conversation turns into a monologue about your struggles without any sense of action or growth, it becomes exhausting for him. In his eyes, playing the victim is a form of manipulation. Instead of gaining his sympathy, you'll likely push him further away. Ironically, your attempts to hold his attention with tales of woe could backfire, leading him to find an escape route. Sigma males prefer partnerships built on equality. If you're consistently whining without taking steps to change your situation, you're essentially draining his energy. He may start to view your complaints as mere noise rather than constructive dialogue. And when that happens, silence becomes his only response. Number 7. You talk too much, and it drains his energy. Have you ever noticed how a Sigma male's energy seems to wane when you're on a nonstop rant? It's not that he doesn't care about what you have to say. It's just that he thrives in calm, peaceful environments. The moment the conversation turns into an endless stream of chatter, he starts to feel like a battery running low on power. For Sigma males, quality trumps quantity every time. They don't need a lengthy dialogue to grasp what you're saying. They often find that fewer words carry more weight. If you've ever noticed him zoning out while you talk, it's not a lack of interest. It's an indication that he's trying to conserve his energy. This doesn't mean you should stop sharing your thoughts or feelings altogether. Instead, focus on striking a balance. Sigma males appreciate engaging in conversations, but they also need their space to think and process. If your constant talking turns into noise, you'll notice him retreating into silence. For him, this is about finding equilibrium. He thrives on deep connections, and when those connections turn into a one-sided exchange, it drains his vitality. Silence isn't punishment. It's simply a way for him to recharge and recalibrate. Conclusion: understanding why a Sigma male goes silent can be illuminating. These men don't operate in chaos. They thrive in peace and authenticity. When he chooses to withdraw, it's often a direct response to the dynamics of the relationship. Whether it's sensing manipulation, dealing with repeated mistakes, or feeling overwhelmed by constant chatter, each reason is rooted in his desire to maintain balance and protect his emotional well-being. If you find yourself facing a Sigma male's silence, take it as a cue for self-reflection. Relationships require mutual respect, honesty, and open communication. The sooner you recognize the underlying issues, the better chance you have at rebuilding that connection. Remember, silence speaks volumes, and it's a message that deserves your attention. Navigating relationships with Sigma males can be complex, but understanding their motives can lead to deeper, more meaningful connections. Embrace the opportunity for growth, both for yourself and your relationship with him. In the end, every silence has a story, and it's up to you to listen closely. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more content about understanding relationships, especially with Sigma males. Share your experiences in the comments below. Have you ever faced silence from a Sigma male? Let's start a conversation. And remember, knowledge is power. The more we understand each other, the stronger our connections can be. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.